What's up, Lego Builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios for episode 16 of A Man and His Bricks, the podcast that's barely hanging in there. But I think I think the worst is behind us as far as like consistency with the podcast goes, because ever since I've started it, I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with it. We've had the different co-hosts and stuff, and I think I've finally figured out what I want this podcast to be, and like now doing it live. Just I've figured out a lot of things. So I think this, it's survived. The fact that it's survived this long, I think means that it's something that's definitely going to be sticking around and a permanent part of the channel, which is good, because I think, while it doesn't perform very well, it is it's important to me. So yeah, little monologue about the podcast. Anyways, let's welcome everyone in, see who's going to be hanging out while I pod it up. All right. Looks like it's a little dark too. Let me turn up the brightness. Yeah, let's see if that's a little bit better. Okay, welcome. Wow, 43 people. I don't know if I've ever had that many for a coconut for a podcast. That's awesome. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. Tuning in. Let's see. Welcome to the stream. We have Darth Bricks, Brickmaster the Clone, G3 ATTE Productions, love the name. Scott Davis in the house. Hayes Buster, welcome. Brickmaster the Clone. Um, hey, Darth Ostiff, what's up, man? Welcome. How you doing today? Sam Bonnet, Kermit the Frauds, welcome. How you doing? Dude, Darth Ostiff with a donation. I thought you said you couldn't donate for a while. Tricked me. Hey there, bud. You were my top three favorite role models. You, Henry Cavill, and my Cavill, and my grandfather. Wow, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you. I mean, that is I feel like a list I don't deserve to be on, but I appreciate that. I hope you're doing well today. Grinding bricks. What a name. What a name, man. What's up, Ryan Morrison? Just some guy. Walter LTD, Nexu. I think that's everybody. Renaissance Con, welcome. 50 people in the chat. This is incredible. This is awesome. Ginger Bricks Man, Lawrence, welcome. This is so cool to see so many people tuning into A Man and His Bricks. Makes me happy. Okay, so if you haven't already, don't forget to execute Order 66 on that like button. It looks like we only got 35 likes. Orve, welcome to the stream. So let's talk about what's going down today. We're going to be trying something new because Naderator, what's up, man? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. What you been up to? I've been experimenting and trying lots of different things for the third and final segment of the podcast. And this time around, we're going to be playing a game. I'm excited. It's going to be a trivia game that you guys are going to be playing with me, not just watching me play. So that'll be the final segment. Let's see. We've got okay. So my Q&A, um, I don't know if I like this topic. Yeah, why not? Since we'll be talking about mocks. So the Q&A, the theme Q&A is going to be Lego mocks. How to start them, where to source parts, how to plan, how to problem solve, how to basically like any of your questions regarding my mock building process or your mock building process. So that'll be the middle segment. So be thinking about that. Be thinking about what kind of questions you want to ask. And then the first segment, Life of an AFOL, just talking about my life. I've got some good stuff to talk about. Um, got some really good stuff to talk about. It's been a wild but interesting time. Tuning in on the drive with moving, dude. Thanks so much for tuning in. Safe travels. I hope you drive safely. I'll try and give you some entertainment while you're on the open road. Um, Mrs. Coconut, pocket of poetry. Question for Coconut: should I work on my fan fiction today? Yes, definitely. We should definitely do some reading tonight. Mrs. Coconut is currently working on a fan fiction, so tell her to work on her fan fiction. Give her some support and motivation. Yo, Planet Tech, I've been waiting a long time for this. Emperor Palpatine, love it. Oh man, this makes me so happy. This is wow. 60 people in the chat for A Man and His Bricks. This is amazing. This is so cool. Okay, welcome everybody. mods, anybody who's familiar, anyone who's new joining, if they're trying to get my attention, just let them know. I'll be taking a better look at the chat once we get to the themed Q&A. But for now, let's talk about life of an AFOL. How's my life been? So, trying to think of like where to pick up. So let's pick up with the end of Coruscant, right? Because I think I did an episode right before that. So finished Coruscant June 2nd, which was cool because I finished Coruscant June 2nd, and then the next day I hit 50,000 subscribers. So that was a real meaningful weekend. Finishing the biggest, one of the toughest mocks I've had to do, and then also hitting 50,000 subscribers was really cool. So I put out the finale, and then I actually took a big break from YouTube. Some of you guys have probably noticed. Some of you guys paid more attention to the channel and stuff. You could probably tell. I stepped away. I batched a bunch of content, and me and Mrs. Coconut went with my family to Cape Cod. We go there every year. It was awesome. We took a big break. We did some new stuff this year. We went kayaking in some rivers, and which was kind of scary to be honest, because I have a phobia of water. So that was intense. We went biking, which was actually a lot of fun. We just took these beach cruiser bikes, real nice bikes, and Cape Cod has some beautiful scenery. It's like forested, and then you come out of this forest onto the beach. I had my phone with me, so I just played some jams, jammed out, biked around. It was amazing. Then I ate a bunch of fried clams. Fried clams are one of my favorite things to eat when I go out there. It's almost like tradition at this point, especially like my dad. He loves fried clams as well, so we always get fried clams and enjoy those. I ate them twice. I normally only eat them once, so thought I got to need an extra one there. But it was just so nice to be able to just step away and just have that content batch, because then I could really just tend to my own life, my own relationships. Because when you finish a mock project, when you're in the final throes of that series, that's all you're focused on, right? Because you're like, I got to get it done. I can't keep putting things off. Because when I do a mock series, there's three different modes. There's the beginning mode where you're getting hyped, you're getting revamped, you're figuring things out, you're putting out the new updates. And then there's the middle portion, which is the biggest portion of a mock series, where you're just trying to stay consistent, right? You're not going crazy every single week, but you're trying to just get that consistent level of content out so you can get those updates out. And then there's the finale where you have to ramp things up and you got to push harder, work longer, just do more, because you got to get it done right at that end, because there's typically a deadline. And there was a big deadline I had to hit this time because I wanted to get Coruscant finished before I went on vacation, because it'd be such a pain to try and like get the finale out while I was on vacation or wait until I got back, because then I wouldn't have any of that batch content that was about Coruscant to put out. So I was really stressed about that I wouldn't hit it, and then I wouldn't be able to take as good of a break. But everything worked out perfectly, which was really nice. And kind of taking a break and feeling refreshed is was something I wanted to talk about for a little bit, because it's an integral part of the mock building process, which may sound weird because it doesn't exactly involve any building, but there are some important things that happen during that time. First is you rest, right? Your brain's like a muscle, like anything else. And I was just so tired and burnt out, I was able to step away and only focus on things that I wanted to focus on, and just allow that creative side, that building side, to relax a little bit. And then during that period, if you take a good period to take a break, it gives you a time to process what you built. I put out things like the finale, the cinematic, and then there's 5 things I would change about Coruscant. This whole process is me just enjoying and processing Coruscant. What did I like? What didn't I like? Let's stand back and enjoy what I built, and figure out what can be better in the next series. What can I take from this series and put it to the next one to make it even better? So it may feel like sometimes you can feel guilty, especially myself. There's this very negative aspect of modern culture that I hate, and that I'm actively trying to um, speak out against, or just kind of show a different way. And that's, if you're not working, you're being lazy. Or if you're not working, if you're not doing something, you're not living your life to the fullest. Like, you're not being the best you can be. Like, you have to always be working. And I don't like that mindset. And I have found I perform and I work much better when I take those breaks and when I step away. That's such an important part. What's the point of working and living if you're just going to work all the time, right? So that's been something I've been trying to get better at, is taking breaks, especially with YouTube. It's very hard for me to step away because this is something that I'm growing, and I'm trying to make it as a YouTuber, and it's no easy thing. It may seem easy off the bat just looking at it from a distance, like, oh yeah, you build Legos, but there's a lot that goes into it. And so it's very hard for me to take a break, and I feel like I'm letting people down when I take a break, of like people who have invested time, invested money, invested in my channel. I'm letting them down. And so I'm trying to get away from that and be like, you know what, this is just part of it. Taking a break is needed in the long run. There's no point in forcing yourself to keep working until you burn out, because recovering from burnout is so much harder than just recovering when you feel like you need to take a break. Like, those are two different time spans. And I've come to learn recovering from burnout, there's no set time. You know, it could take a week, it could take a month. Whereas when you feel like you need to take a break and you do, it's you recharge yourself faster because you haven't burnt yourself. There's no fire, there's no destruction yet. You're not too bad, you know what I mean? So, that's been something that was really enjoyable, was to be able to take a break and just allow that mental muscle to recharge. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really excited about the next project, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the main topic and the title of this video is something I want to talk about. How was Coruscant a failure? Was Coruscant a success? Let's process this. Let's kind of talk about my thoughts on the Coruscant series. I'm going to stop wearing my glasses too because I don't like the reflection. Welcome to anybody who's just joined in the chat. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. Rhythms of rest are important. Yes, that's a good way of putting it. Rhythm of rest, right? We have a building process, we have a building rhythm. Rest is part of that rhythm. So, the reason I wanted to talk about this was because I had someone tell me, like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Coruscant flopped. Like, it only had 100,000 views," and like that, it was just such an amusing thing to me. Amusing thing to say, like, we are at a point in time where 100,000 views is considered a flop for a channel that has 50,000 views. That's double subscribers. That's double the amount of people than I have subscribed to my channel. And that was like 2 weeks into the finale after it had been published. So it was like 2 weeks old. And I just sat there and I thought, and I was like, man, it's interesting that people consider that a flop. They consider it a failure because of that. Because I feel like the Lego community is thriving and flourishing like it never has anymore, or like it never has before, which is good. It makes me happy. You've seen so many channels explode. So many more views are coming in. This genre, this niche is finally getting the recognition it deserves, and the fan base is growing, and it's awesome to see. But I have come to realize on the flip side, it's now the expectation or the desired results has been skewed because of that inordinate amount of viewership that's been coming in, because that's a unique situation. That's not everybody's situation, right? And that's those people pulling in thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of views are due to very specific factors that they're very aware of and focus on. And so I feel like that has skewed a lot of like the general audience's view of like what a success is and isn't, because it's not all about the views. You know what I mean? Because for me, 100,000 is awesome. Yeah, I was a little disappointed because I'd like it to be more, but I myself had that same mindset of like overinflated growth that should be applicable to everything. And I had to really step back and reframe my mindset of like, would I be happy about this a year ago, 2 years ago? You know what I mean? Like, if I wasn't part of the Lego community, would this be more of a big deal to me? And I was like, this is a success. Like 100,000 views in 2 weeks is awesome. But beyond that, the success of a series to me is not solely judged off of the finale video that came out. It's the whole series. If you go look on my Coruscant videos, I averaged like 30 to 50,000 views, 30 to 40,000 views on my updates, which is incredible. That's incredible because I didn't have 50,000 subscribers for a lot of those. You know what I mean? And so I was very happy with that. Just astronomical growth. Revenue went up. I gained a lot of support and growth from those mock update videos, like an incredible amount. And so that is part of the success to me. I consider this series to be a resounding success. I couldn't be happier with how the series performed. The finale itself is continuing to grow. It slowed down a little bit, but I checked the other day and it's picked back up. And that's what it's going to do, because getting back to what I was talking about earlier with factors and growth and the algorithm, there's a very specific kind of Lego video that does well, and it's important to differentiate that kind of video and not lump it in with all Lego videos, because a mock building showcase or finale like this is not viral content, right? Those videos that go viral are appealing to a general audience, and those are the type of people who are like casual Lego fans or just interested in building, right? Those people aren't necessarily going to click on my video because it's a much more niche topic. It's the finale for the Battle of Coruscant. So if you're not super familiar with that, you might still click on it because you see 100,000 views, you see the big mock in the thumbnail, you know what I mean? But it's not necessarily tailored to hit and grow that quickly. It's more of one of those long-term growers because it'll always continue to grow. And I do think it'll hit 1 million views eventually, but it's just going to be a little bit slower paced just because of that fact of who it's appealing to and what kind of video it is. Because, it's a 35-minute long video. There might be people who aren't ready for that kind of investment of time. If you're on your lunch break and you got 5 minutes left and your options are a 10-minute build challenge video or some dude's 35-minute mock showcase, obviously there are just so many factors. So I just wanted to talk about that and kind of address that. I'm not saying any of you guys are that way. Obviously, people who tune into the channel regularly and understand this side of YouTube see it that way. But I just thought it'd be something interesting to talk about because obviously that mindset was out there, and I myself fell prey to it of like, oh man, so and so's video got this many views, so that means I should get this many views, and that's just not how YouTube works, right? We don't get videos based on what other views based on what other people are getting. It depends on how that video is doing and how it was created specifically. So I just wanted to, say that. And I myself am very proud of Coruscant, very grateful and thankful for the support you guys gave me to it with it, and it's definitely a success, and I'm excited to see it continue to grow and continue to do well, and it will do so at that pace. And I recognize that I am a mock builder. That's my channel will never, probably never reach the heights that some other channels do, and that's okay with me because I want what I want to do with my channel and my name and my influence. I don't really like using it that way, but you guys know what I mean. Just like who I am as a person and like what I'm putting out into the world is through these types of videos, right? This is the kind of name I want to make for myself, and the kind of person I want to be in the community. Will never, probably never be one of the more viral ones in that regard, but I'm okay with that because at the end of the day, I'm doing what I want to do and I'm reaching you guys and putting out things that I'm proud of and that I want to do. So, as long as I can get that to be self-sufficient and sustainable, then I'll be happy. And that's the tricky part though, is getting to that point. I mean, I'm basically there, but I'm like at the beginning stages of that to where I still get a little stressed out about views because they'll dip and rise, and that'll really affect my revenue. But I really want to get to the point where it's much more sustainable and I don't have to worry about that as much. And I could just focus more on, the projects and living my purpose and what I want to do with this channel. Anyways, I feel like I'm starting to ramble, so we'll shut that down. But that's kind of my thoughts on Coruscant as we wrap up the Coruscant era. Because I don't want to dwell on it forever. I want to move on to the next project, and so I kind of want to talk about that for a little bit. I'm going to be announcing the next project next week, so the wait is over. I need to be better at promoting that. I just wasn't sure when exactly I was going to do it, and so now this week I'm going to promote it heavily and push it out and let you guys know the next mock series is coming. And I do have two more Coruscant themed videos coming out. I've got one more live stream tomorrow, tearing down Coruscant. The next week I'm going to be showing you guys what piece of Coruscant I'm taking and what kind of a mock I'm going to turn it into. Kind of like, how I do those little display mocks of the big builds. So those are the last two Coruscant themed videos, streams, whatever you want to call them. Then we'll be moving into the next step, and it'll be all focused on that because that's part of a project, is finishing it and then moving on to the next thing. And I'm very excited about the next project. Been giving hints, dropping hints. Some people have already guessed what it is, and I'm excited. So that'll be hopefully out next Sunday or maybe the Sunday after. I'm really hoping for next Sunday. I want to take this entire next week and focus on preparing for that and getting that mock announcement. So if you want to know what it is early, join the Patreon because they're going to find out before everyone else, hopefully Wednesday or Thursday. That's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about for Life of an AFOL. Those are kind of like the big things that have been happening in my life. The whole that mindset, talking about Coruscant as a success and kind of like processing the series, and then going on vacation, taking that break, and now I'm getting back into the rhythm, back into the swing of things. So yeah, that's Life of an AFOL. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So Now we're moving on to the themed Q&A, and I can't believe we have 57 people in the chat still. I am extremely grateful for you guys. I get so much more motivation and joy out of these podcasts seeing that they're increasingly popular. Excuse me, and more people are tuning in. So thank you guys for sticking around. The theme for this, for anybody who wasn't here at the beginning, is going to be Lego mocks. How to start, where to start, what the starting process should look like, where to source parts, how to plan and problem solve. Any questions you have in that regard, hit me up in the chat and let's talk mocks. Let's talk mock projects. And while you guys are kind of thinking and typing, I want to share with you guys kind of like what's going to be going down this week as far as like planning the announcement, because I obviously don't have the entire mock finished or figured out when I announce it, but I do need the general concept fleshed out just so I can be confident in announcing it and talking about it with you guys, because the more I understand it and the better I understand it, the easier I can relay it to you guys. But that doesn't necessarily mean every detail is to be figured out. So I'm going to start out, I'm going to rewatch the scenes that this battle takes place in, whether it be in the movie or the TV show, depending on where it's at. So I'm going to rewatch those and just take notes of aspects that I like and aspects that I want to include in the build, and then I'm going to go through and add my own interpretation. This mock is going to be heavily reliant on my own interpretation, so it's not going to be an exact recreation, just because there are some things I want to do and I want to have some takes that aren't in the actual scene, but I think will add a lot to the mock and help make it more interesting. So that's going to be really exciting. So you guys will get to see like a mock or a battle that you're familiar with, but you also get to see a lot of new things come about that you're not really sure how or in what way those will take shape. So I think that'll be interesting for you guys tuning in every week. Then I'm going to draw it out, give myself a rough outline just so I know where things are going to be placed and how things are going to fit in relation to each other. And then I'm going to build a physical micro scale model of it. And then at that point, I'll throw together the whole announcement, build up the hype, kind of talk about why I'm doing this project, announce what it is, and then talk about when it's going to start. So that's going to be the project process for next week, which is really exciting. And it's a lot of fun doing this. So really excited for that. Anyways, let's see what kind of questions you guys have. Coconut, will you ever make memberships? I have a Patreon. In fact, is there one of, let's see, let me post a link to the Patreon. So I do have that. Um, Patreon. Let's see if there's any questions. Is it worth it to invest in expensive figures like Rex if it's part of a big scene? In my opinion, no. The only time this is, from me, in my opinion, the only time you should, or I think it's valuable or worth it to invest in the actual minifig is if that actual minifig has specific value to you, like whether it be nostalgia, you relate to the character, or just anything that like makes it worth it to you. If not, don't spend the money. Like I have a phase 2 Captain Rex someone decaled for me that looks better than the official phase 2 Rex, and I use that in my mocks and it looks better than the phase 2 Rex would, and there's a inordinate difference or a massive difference in price. So in my opinion, the only time you should go with a like the official minifig is if that has specific value to you, then that makes sense. Or there isn't a custom out there that has the same level that you want with that minifig. Like take for example the Queen Amidala minifig, the red dress. I have yet to find a custom one that looks as good as the Lego one. So obviously Lego's the best option. But for example, Captain Rex, there's plenty of good custom versions out there that are just as good as, if not better, than the official one, and you'll save yourself a lot of money for parts and stuff. So there's the link to my Patreon. That was a good question. Coconut making a sea monster attacking people. Nice. I like it. Let's see. Any other questions? What's your opinion? Oh, I didn't finish the message. I did stop at the Lego store right before tuning in, bought a bunch of cups. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Coconut, I just bought a 30-pound Grand Inquisitor from 2015. Was it a scam? I have no idea. I don't know the listing. I wouldn't, I'd have to, I don't know. Sorry. I have no idea. I don't know anything about the situation. With a green base plate, what planet should I do? Just depends on what planet you're interested in. Like for me, pick planets that you can reuse the parts with. So like if you're really want to do Hoth, do Hoth. But if you're just looking for an idea, don't pick Hoth because you're gonna have those white parts. And then what are you gonna use the white parts again? You've got Renvar, Hoth, Magito, Kajimi, and that's about it. So pick places like that are green, that are tan, that are brown, black. Black's another hard one because outside of Umbara, what are you gonna build? Maybe Mustafar. So that would be my advice in the beginning. And then once you get to the point where you've built a solid collection, then you can really get more and more creative and like combine the parts together. Best place to source parts is hands down Bricklink. It's super reliable. I mean, it's owned by Lego basically, so you're not going to get scammed. Great part selection, good shipping for the most part, and you can find what you need. Like I know other people do like Brick Owl or eBay. I don't know much about either about Brick Owl, and eBay just doesn't have the diversity and the quantities for decent part sourcing. So Bricklink is hands down the best. Like you can't convince me there's anywhere else that's better. Is there anything in your approach to new mocks that you're trying different to past projects? To the new mock. Okay. Yes, I mean there are a couple of design aspects that I've never done before, and then there's a structural aspect that I've never done before. I can't say too much without giving it away, but there's a type of building design that I've never really done before that I'm gonna really try to tackle and master in this series. And there's a specific type of build that I've hinted at and I've built facades of before, but never really in-depth built that I'm going to be building more to scale, much bigger with interiors. So I'm very excited for that. And then with the format, I kind of not mastered, figured out or constructed a new mock format, new mock update format to make those videos more interesting and appealing to a broader general audience. So that's something I'm going to really try and hone this series is I feel like I'm pretty good at mock building, right? From a building standpoint. And obviously there's always techniques to improve on. But what I really want to improve on is constructing an update that appeals to not just hardcore Lego fans, but just general audience. Like I want people who are like, I'm not into mock building or Legos really, but I enjoyed watching you put this together. And so that's one of my big goals with this new series. Let's see. What clones do you recommend I use for a Geonosis mock? Well, if you want to go film accurate or movie accurate, TV show accurate, you can do 2/12. I think they were part of the first Battle of Geonosis, right? Phase one. I don't remember if they actually had markings though. Obviously, the classic animated Phase one, realistic Phase one, Clone Troopers. There are some during the second Battle of Geonosis, Phase one, 41st Elite Corps with Luminara. So you could do those as well. Those would be probably your best option. But I mean, you could pick anyone you want. Basically, just build your own custom scene. Do you have any books which you have found really useful for planets? Yeah, would you guys like to see them? Do you want me to actually get the books? Because I can. I have a couple books that will have that I use both for vehicles and planets. Welcome back, Darth Bricks. Thanks for joining. 50/50 next mock will have dark tan rock work. No dark tan. I mean, there might be some with filler, but no dark tan rock work or any kind of dark tan work. Yeah, I'll go grab the books and show you guys. That's a good question. I think they're in my room. Okay, I found one of them. Unfortunately, a lot of my stuff is still packed because just the moving session has been crazy. Um, so I only have one of them. This one's more specific to your question, Dubsy, and the other one was more of like adjacent. But This one is called Star Wars Complete Locations. This is really cool because it'll give you an in-depth look because you can find images, online, but like you can hold it, you can really study and analyze it, and you can see the whole thing come together much better. So let me show you like some some stuff here. Like you this has the entire pod racing scene in my like look at this level of detail. So you can see like, oh, what do the buildings behind Jabba's palace look like? What do some of these stuff, some of the things that don't really even show up in the movie but were part of the set, you can get a real visual idea of what they look like. So it's so much easier to build them that way. And then we have like scenes from the Galactic Senate, and it goes by movie. So like here's episode 2. Let's see if I can find a good. So if you want to do Theed, boom, Theed reference material. You got different kinds of stuff here. Um, we've got Camino. You've got like the outside of Camino, but more importantly, let's say you want to do inside Camino. Look at that. Cross sections. You've got like what the inside structure looks like. And this, when you understand what's on the inside, it can help you understand like why the outside is shaped the way it is. And then it goes to even more detail if you want specific rooms and stuff. Sorry, this is really hard to show you guys. Kind of failing. See, like right here, I thought this part was really cool. See this big white chunk? They're like simulating a snow battle for the clones to train in. So you can see the little ATTEs and clones walking around. So this is a really cool book, Star Wars Complete Locations. Definitely recommend checking this out. It goes all the way up into the original trilogy. So any major location, maybe even some that aren't that major, you could find like there's good stuff for Coruscant in here, which I totally should have used this for Coruscant. I didn't even think about that. So the other book I was going to have is similar to this. It's complete. It's incredible cross sections of vehicles. So it takes, excuse me, it takes vehicles and then cuts them open, shows you the insides, shows you them in greater detail. I used that when building my acclimator because it had a picture of the acclimator from behind, which is something you don't see very often. So that's how I was able to get the greebling and the engines done so well and accurately, is because I had a real close up look um, at the backside. So good question. That was a good. That's a good one. That was a good question. So that's something I would recommend. Welcome Concordia. You made it. Got to catch a little man in his bricks. I think that's the same as I'm using for Jabba's Palace. Cover looks different though from memory. Oh, cool. So you have the book already. There are a couple other, but like one thing, there's another one that's an encyclopedia of the characters. So if you're looking to like accurately rebuild some minifigs, I don't use that one as much because I'm not as into the minifigs as the builds and the vehicles, but there is that option. And then I also have a Lego one. It's a Lego encyclopedia. I have used that a couple of times to reference minifigs and see who came in what year that set came out. It comes with like a little white Boba Fett minifig, which is cool. Hato and the tops of the skyscrapers in Coruscant had some varying scales. Will the new mock have singular, more consistent scale throughout? Yeah, this next mock is going to be much easier to scale correctly. There's going to be less of that forced perspective because of this. The place I'm building is a little bit is smaller than Coruscant, so I don't need to shrink things down as much. And that was kind of what I was talking about earlier with certain things I'll be able to make bigger and closer to how big they actually were. So yeah, that forced perspective is tough. Like it's something I do want to get away from because that was why Kato Namoidi, I think, was such a, I don't want to say controversial because it wasn't controversial, but like it was hard to make that mock a success because it's like, how do you hang an entire city between two mountains? And I feel like it turned out all right, but it was just one of those things where it was like, maybe it would have been better building just the city or portions of the city, whereas this mock is, it's going to be easier to build everything at a size that looks more realistic. Coconut, is your next mock going to be Theed? I don't know. It might be. It just might be. I can't reveal it yet though. I'll reveal it next week. Coconut, which is better choice for clone decals? Animation, realistic, or 2020? It just depends on what you personally prefer. As far as decaling goes, animated is the easiest to decal, in my opinion, because there's just less decals. It's less work. But I do realistic because That's what I like the most, and I wanted to have a consistent look throughout my clone army. And I had the majority of my clones were realistic style, so I didn't want to add 2020 or animated because I don't have much of that. So I wanted to kind of keep a consistent look. DK makes some great Star Wars books. They do indeed. They just make some good books in general. We had a lot of their books growing up with like animals, ecosystems. Like they make awesome books. Part two to my Geonosis mock question: should I use Tandroids or the Dark Orange? Dark Orange is going to be more realistic and accurate. The unfortunate thing about that is they're a lot more expensive and harder to find. So let's take that into consideration. See you later, Demian Steiner. Thanks for joining. Coconut, which is your favorite Jedi? Uh, Probably Plo Koon. All right. So, do you guys have any other questions? Any other mock related questions? Process, anything like that? If not, we will move on to the third segment. I'll give you guys a couple minutes just in case, there's anybody who's like frantically trying to type something. Have you ever started a mock and regretted the choice you wanted to quit making it? I've seen so many YouTube series quit halfway through and have been frustrated at not seeing it finished. I actually never have, and that's for a very specific reason. I put a lot of time and effort before even starting a mock, really trying to figure out, is this something I'm truly going to be passionate about? So I've been fortunate enough to not experience that, but I'm also very aware of that and very what mock I pick is very specific in that regard. And that's why you haven't seen a large scale Imperial mock on the channel or a large scale for sequel mock or even like a large scale castle build is because consistency is so important to me on this channel. That's one thing I really pride myself in is when I start something, I finish it. You guys can always count on a video every Sunday. There's streams, there's videos throughout the week. And in order to do that, I have to be passionate about it, right? The whole point of doing YouTube is to do something you're excited about and that you're passionate about. So if I pick series that I'm just not that into, I know I'm going to burn out and just not be able to finish it. And so that's why everything has been prequel related is because that's what I get the most excited about, what I'm the most passionate about. And those are things that I wake up every day and I want to do. Whereas Imperial, I go through phases where I'm like, love the Imperial era. I want to do more. I collect the figs and then I'll go back to prequels. But I'm always in that prequel mindset. And so I just think a Imperial mock I would probably fizzle out. That being said, that doesn't like close the door on future Imperial mocks. I definitely want to do one. I just need to get to a point where I can do it and be excited about it and find a project that I'm passionate about. And funny little tangent, this last mock was supposed to be an Imperial mock. It wasn't supposed to be Coruscant. As I was finishing up Kato Nemoidia, I was planning the next mock and the UCS AT-AT came out and I was like, this set is incredible. Such a cool set. I built it, absolutely loved it, loved the playability. I was like, I've got to do this. I've got to do a mock with this. And one mock I've wanted to do for a long time is Endor. So I was like, this is it. The time is right. I'm excited. I'm passionate about this. I want to do Endor. But I was like, what do I do for Endor? So I came up with this specific idea that I wanted to do. It was going to include a couple UCS AT-ATs. And I got excited. I started collecting minifigs. I started buying stuff for that mock. And then my interest and excitement in that waned. And I was like, wow, if I'm already starting to feel my excitement for this lesson and I haven't even started it yet, like I gotta can it. Like I gotta, I've got to shut it down now. And then I went back to the drawing board, came up with Coruscant, felt a much deeper excitement for it, knew this was something I could carry out over a much longer period of time. And so then that's why I went with Coruscant. But we almost had an Imperial mock series. Welcome, Owens Bricks. How you doing, man? Do you organize your Lego by type, color, or both? I do both. To me, both is the best way to do it because either if you do only part or only cover color, it's going to be a lot more tedious and you're going to have a lot more bins. So what I do is if I have a lot of a certain color of piece, I'll sort it by color. Like take for example, all of my tiles are sorted by color, not by tile, not by part, because I have so many of each, it makes the most sense to do it that way. But if I have a lot of like the Technic beams with the holes in them. I have a lot of those, but they're all in various colors, and I don't have a lot of each color. So those are sorted by part. So I just play it by like, what's the most efficient way to store this part? And yeah, then I go from there with that. What tips do you have for making small bricklink orders? I mean, so I don't have any tips because, in my opinion, a small bricklink order isn't the best idea. If you're gonna make a bricklink order, make larger bricklink orders, but fewer of them. Because you're paying for shipping every time, you're paying taxes. So you want to get as much as you can out of that order. So I actually don't do the whole order a lot of little orders. I used to do that to try and be more budget friendly, but then I was like, let's just make bigger orders and then make less of them. So I'm more of the trend of like, if you don't have a lot of money, save up your money, make a bigger bricklink order, get more bang for your buck, I guess, with the shipping and taxes or other stuff. I don't know if taxes you would really save me, but at least with shipping, and then you will end up making less orders, but you're getting more because shipping will go up the more orders, the more parts you put in the order, but it's not every single brick makes the shipping more expensive. You know what I mean? There's thresholds. So it's like if you order 50 bricks, ordering 50 bricks and 100 bricks might be the same shipping. So you might as well get the 100 extra bricks for the same shipping instead of ordering those again later and then paying shipping on both sets of 50 bricks. So that's my advice for that. But I mean, I'm not saying like if you can only make small orders, try and find stores with very low minimums or free shipping, then you can save some money there. Will your next mock be bigger than Coruscant? No, it won't be because there's no reason for it to be bigger than Coruscant. That's kind of my mindset with these mocks is I don't want to make the mock bigger just to make it bigger. I want to make it as big as I feel like it needs to be. And I feel like this next mock doesn't need to be bigger than Coruscant to really capture what I want to do. That being said, it's not going to be small. It'll probably be the same size as Kato Nemoidia, which that wasn't a small mock. So yo, Sky Guy 356, welcome to the stream. How you doing? I know the 212th is your favorite clone. I don't really know that I have a favorite designation, to be honest. Maybe Airborne or just the regular grunt. I don't know. I'm more into like the legions and stuff. Okay, so I think that's good for questions. That was a good little chunk of time. Hopefully, I gave you guys some good tips, some good answers to those questions. So we're gonna be moving on to the final segment. This is the first time I'm gonna be doing this, so bear with me. Be patient. It might flop. It might be a dumpster fire. I don't know. I don't know how well this is gonna turn out, but I thought it'd be fun to at least try something out, and I want to do more interactive stuff with you guys where it's like back and forth. Okay, how many base plates was Kato? Um, I think it was 7.5 gray base plates long, and then 4 gray base plates wide. So I think like 21 or 28, right? 4 times 7, 28 gray base plates, and then I think there was an extra width of 32 base plates, 32 by 32, but I don't remember. I think there was. I think it was like it was either 3 gray base plates wide and then a row of 32 or 4 wide and a row of 32, but I don't remember exactly. Pretty big either way. So, we're going to be doing a little trivia game. I'm going to be giving you guys 7 guesses collectively. So don't just if you just start spamming guesses like don't just spam guesses, like really take your time because I'll be counting how many guesses, and you're going to get 7 guesses to guess what set I'm thinking of, and it's going to be a Lego Star Wars set, and they can only be yes or no questions. Obviously, this is going to need some fine tuning and some adjustments, but I want to at least try it so we can figure out what goes wrong and how can we change that. So we might do more guesses, but we're going to start out with 7 guesses. So don't before you guess, I'm going to give you guys like some parameters. So this is going to be Clone Wars Lego Star Wars Clone Wars set, and I've got this first one. Um, I probably shouldn't tell you the year because that'll narrow it down. But anyways, I'm going to give you guys 7 guesses. It's a classic Lego Star Wars set. So go ahead, drop some questions in the chat, and we'll see if you guys can figure out what I'm thinking of. They can only be yes or no. Yo, I'm mad competitive. Don't you ruin this for me, chat. Yeah, don't ruin it. Don't be like. And if I see someone spamming, I'll just ignore it. Okay, we got first question. Is it Republic? Yes. So this is a Republic themed video or Republic theme set. It's about it. It is a Republic theme. Can it fly? Yes, it is a ship. Oh, I can only do yes or no questions. Huh? Can it fly? Yes, it can fly. See you later, Dubsy. Thanks for joining. Okay, so that is 2 questions. Okay, and real quick, and if I see a duplicate question, I won't count that towards your guys' question. So you only have 2 questions. So you still have 5 more, and don't guess what the ship is until we've done 7. Does that make sense? So don't like do 2 questions and then start guessing because you're probably not that just because it'll give everybody a chance to guess. Okay, so let's see. Is it newer or older than 2015? So that's not a yes or no question. Oh no, it is. Sorry. No, it's not. Because you said is it newer or older? So you have to say is it from a specific year or something? Because I can't answer that one. Let's see. Has it been made more than once? Yes. Yes. It has been made more than once. But I feel like we're going to have to revisit that one once you guys guess. So that's 3 questions in. You guys have 4 questions left. Oh, here's a good one. Is it from the 2008 2009 range? Let me double check before I say yes or no, but I'm pretty sure I know. Okay, yes, it is. Okay, so what's that? You guys, that's your 5th question, right? So you have 2 more questions. Is Ahsoka in the set? No, she isn't. So you guys have 1 more question. Ooh, all right. This will be your guys' last question. Gender Bricks minifigs. Is it a single seater? No, it's not. I think we should do 10 questions because I feel like 7 wasn't enough. So I'll give you guys 3 more questions. Is Palpatine in the set? No. Is it flown by more than one pilot? Yes. All right, you guys have 1 more question. It's from 2009, seats more than one person. Um, it is Republic based. Trying to think of what other questions. Palpatine's not in it. Ahsoka's not in it. What's your guys's? What do you want your last question to be? I'll look for 1 more question. Is there over 100 pieces? Yes. So there are your 10 questions. Now you got to guess. It's from the 2008 2009 range. It's Republic based. No Palpatine. No Ahsoka. More than one pilot. More than 100 minifigs or pieces. Nice. And no one's guessed it yet. I kind of thought this one would be easier. Maybe I picked it too hard of a set. I thought this one would be easy. This one's like super iconic to me, so that's why I did it, but maybe it's not iconic to everyone else. It's not the gunship. It's not the Arc 170. It's a ship. It's not the Arc 170. There it is. We've got our winner. Toxic YouTube with Republic Attack Shuttle. It's the 2009 Republic Attack Shuttle. It came out 2009, Republic based. It has 2 seats. It came with a clone pilot, a regular clone, and Mace Windu. I was convinced it was the Republic frigate. Oh, those are both very similar. So I could see how you saw that. All right. What do you guys think? Do you guys like that, or do you feel like there's any adjustments we should make? Because I have some more I want to do. I want to do at least a couple because I think it's fun. I don't know. Let me know if there's any. I'm trying to think. So we'll do 10 questions. 10 questions, and then you have to guess it, and then first one to guess it is the winner. I don't know. I feel like it went pretty smoothly. Yo, bro, when was it remade? That's what I wanted to talk about. So it was there is a there's a book. It's an official Lego book where you can build stuff, and one of the things you can build in it is a microscale Republic attack shuttle. So I was like, technically, I didn't really know how to answer that one because there was the 2009 one, and then if you look it up, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a little book, and it came with like a little package of parts on the side. One of the things you could build was a Republic attack shuttle. So I don't know. Maybe you can refute that one. You guys can tell me if you think that counts as a remake or not. Because I didn't want to say no and then someone discount the Republic attack shuttle because of that. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's see. Can we not count micro and poly bags? I don't know. That's a good question. Do you guys? I'll bring that up to you guys. Do you want me to count? Like, let's say I do the ghost. Do you want me to say no polybags, or do you want me to do only like it has to be remade in play scale? Do you think I feel like that's a good parameter? That way we don't have to remember all the random polybags, gift with purchase, or like books like that. So we'll just say, let's just say if it's been remade in play scale form. Yep, the Brickmaster one. It came with a mini AAT as well. Yeah. Yeah, let's just do play scale. It'll just make it easier. Okay, let's do this. Let's do it again. I've got another one. This one, now I'm kind of nervous to do it because of how hard the last one was, and this one was supposed to be one of my more challenging ones. Let's do another easy one just to get warmed up. How about that? All right, you guys ready? You've got 10 questions. Your guessing starts now. Give me your 10 guesses. Is it Republic? No, not Republic. So that's your first guess. Is it big? Yes, I would say it's big. I mean, medium to big. Is it able to fly? No, it is not able to fly. So it's three. Is it Clone Wars? Yes, it is Clone Wars. So that's four. Is it Separatist? Yes, it is Separatist. All right, five. Does it have a pilot? Do you mean pilot specifically? I mean, I already said no, it doesn't fly, but it does have a driver. So we'll say yes for that one. So that's your sixth question. Is it Umbaran? No. So you guys are up to eight questions. It is Separatist. It's Clone Wars. It has a driver. It's big to medium. It does have like a pilot slash driver. No, it does not carry tons of droids. So you guys are up to nine questions. So one more question, and then you can start guessing what it is. Does it belong to the Wookiees? Nope. All right, those are your 10 questions. Now give me your guesses. Separatist. Oh, so we had two people. We had two people guess. I think Grinding Brick said it right before the 10th question. He said AAT, and then Vin Alvarado said it right after the 10 questions. So It is the Separatist AAT. I thought that one would be fun to do, the Republic Attack Shuttle and the AAT, because they were like they basically came out together. I think they were part of the same wave, and I don't know. I just always associated the two with each other for some reason. But yes, it's the AAT. All right. Okay, now we're going to do a hard one just because I want to see you guys try and figure this one out. I'll be very impressed if someone can get this one. So, I'll give you guys some hints or some I'll give you guys some like one question I would recommend that'll help you guys out a lot is trying to figure out year, because I think once you know a year or year range, then you can think like, okay, what sets are in that year range? You know what I mean? A lot of the art, that's what it was, Planet Tech. They were both, yeah, they had very similar box art. All right, we're gonna do another one. Okay, so I already gave you a hint. This one's gonna be hard, but give me your 10 questions. Let's see what you guys got for me. Yes, that's a good point, Planet Tech. Don't just start guessing years. I like what someone, whoever did like the is it this date range? Because then I can say yes or no, and then you guys have like a spectrum of years to guess from, or else you'll just waste all of your guesses on a year. Okay, so first question from Hayes Buster. He says, "Does it fly?" No, no fly. I'm gonna write the questions down right here, or the answers. That way you guys you can keep track. Yeah, due date ranges. I'm not gonna answer the specific years just because I don't want you guys to waste your questions that way. Let's see. Does it have Chrome Vader? No Chrome Vader. Okay, there's two questions in. Is it a land-based vehicle? Yes. And then right after that, another good question. Is it a transport? Yes, it is a transport. So you guys are up to 4 questions. Does it come with a Jedi? No. All right, we've done 5 questions. I'll recap for you guys. It doesn't fly. No Chrome Vader. It is a land based. Yes, it is a land based vehicle. Yes, it is a transport. No, it does not have a Jedi. Are there droids in the set? No. No droids. No droids in the set. Was it released in the last 5 years? No. Is it Imperial? No. Let's see. Does it have wheels? Yes, it has wheels. A rare Lego Star Wars set to have wheels. I feel like that was a good question right there. Yes, it has wheels. That one might be the giveaway. Is it from the prequels? Yes. Dang, you guys might get it. Yes, it is from the prequels. All right, let me give you guys an update before I answer any more questions. How many you have left? So you guys have. Oh, that was your last question. So yes, it is from the prequels. Okay, so you guys got your 10 questions. Here they are. Let me reiterate. No, it does not fly. No, it doesn't have Chrome Vader. Yes, it is a land-based vehicle. Yes, it is a transport. No Jedi. No droids. was not released in the last 5 years, not Imperial. Yes, it has wheels. Yes, it was from the prequels. All right, give me your guesses. It's not the turbo tank. The turbo tank has Jedi and droids and was released in the last 5 years. So, nope, it's not the Hellfire. That one comes with droids as well. Nope, turbo tank is not the only thing with wheels. It's still not the turbo tank, guys. Guys, I've said it's not the turbo tank. All right, let me go over them again. It doesn't fly, no Chrome Vader, land based vehicle, transport. It is a transport, no Jedi, no droids, not released in the last 5 years, not Imperial. Yes, it has wheels. Yes, it's from the prequels. Man, maybe this one was too hard. Dang it. I think I did too hard. No, it's not Grievous's wheel bike. That is a good one. Good guess. No, it's not the snail tank. Droid troop carrier doesn't have wheels. No, MTT doesn't have wheels. Republic fighter tank doesn't have wheels. All right, I'll give you guys like 30 more seconds to guess. I'll give you guys one more hint. It came out before the year 2001. That'll be my one hint just cuz this one was so hard. It came out before 2001. This is so cool. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I really hoped you guys would like this. I wanted to do some fun games. I like games on podcasts. So, there we go. We have a winner. Illegal pancakes. Gungan carrier. I'm guessing he means the Gungan patrol set. The Gungan, the two-wheeled wagon that the Cadu pulls with the little bumbas in the back. Congrats to illegal pancakes. Yes, Gungan patrol. That's right. Just some guy got the question. Supplemental question is the Lego set has wheels or oh yeah, that was a good one. I should have clarified that one, Planet Tech. I should have clarified that one. What do you guys think? You guys want to do one more? I've got one more. It's another hard one though. I'll give you. You guys want to do one more? Let me know. Yeah, it's got big old wheels on the back. I was trying to think of sets to do, and I saw the Gungan Patrol box in my Lego room, and I was like, ooh, I got to do that one. It is also one of my favorite Lego Star Wars sets, and one of the first Lego Star Wars sets I ever bought with my own money. I think it was like the second, maybe the third one. You should create a scoreboard for those who have gotten answers right. Yeah, I should. Next time, this is like the trial round. Trying to figure everything out. So let me write down the notes. So let's do 10 questions. We can do a leaderboard because I don't remember who's won them all, but it's been a different person every time. So 10 questions, leaderboard. Oh yeah, we should say play sets only, right? Play sets only. Because I don't want to get into like UCS sets, polybags, microfighters, anything. I just want to keep it real simple, something that like all of us are familiar with. Okay, guys, here we go. Your last one. It's another hard one, so really take your time with your questions and get the most you can out of them. Like, take for example, if you hear the questions, like in this last one, I said no Chrome Vader, but then someone also asked if it had Jedi in it. But I guess the Jedi one came after Chrome Vader, so it could have been a different Jedi. So never mind, just ignore that. So, do you guys want to start out with like a base hint? I feel like that might help narrow it down. Let me know if you guys want me to start out with like give you guys one hint every time where I'm like, okay, this one's Imperial, or this one came out between the years of, or this one has this minifigure, or this one has this theme. Like, do you guys want any kind of hint like that, or do you just want cold turkey? Let me know if you guys want like a hint or if you just want to go 10 questions. Good questions only, dude. Planet Tech, he's not playing around. He wants to win. Okay, I'll start you guys out with a hint. I like that better because I feel like the first few questions, are just like shots in the dark. Whereas I feel like if I give you a hint, these first five will be a little bit more targeted. All right, let me think of a good one. So, This next set is a destination set. It's not a ship, it's not a vehicle, it's a destination. It's a setting, it's a place, it's a structure. Go. Yes, one hint, 10 questions. All right, let me write that down. One hint, 10 questions. Easy with the spam, too. I got to be able to read your guys' questions. All right, first question. Is it an office? No, not an office. And I'm going to write them down again. I liked that. Was it made between 2005 and 2010? Let me see. Um, let's see. No, it is not. Okay, I saw Tech had a question. Is it from the prequel era? No. Is it from, oh, you meant the sequels? Is it from the sequels? No. Not from the prequels, not from the sequels. So I guess that narrows it down. Is there a Jedi in the set? Yes. Oh, Tech, I love it. I love it. All right, you guys have only asked, or you guys have asked one, two, three, four, five. So let me reiterate. No, it is not an office. It's not from 2000. It's not between 2005 and 2010. It is not from the prequels. It's not from the sequels. Yes, it has Jedi. Yes, it is from. It is from. Sorry, no, it is not a large station. No, and yes, it is from Episode 5, Planet Tech. Okay, 7. Okay, you guys have 3 more guesses. Is it a diorama? No, it is not a diorama. Does The Resident have his own theme by John Williams? I don't even know. Yes, it does. It does. Yep, that was a good question. Wow. It does have sorry, what was the exact question? Does the resident have his own theme music? Yes. Okay, I think you guys only have one question left. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. One, two. Yeah, you guys only have one question. Let's see if I can find a good one. Is it, let's see, is it the set where Luke and Leia jump over the bridge? I don't, oh, it got deleted. Was it on the Death Star? No, it was not. Not on the Death Star. All right, so those are your 10 questions. Not an office, not from 2005 to 2010, not from the prequels, not from the sequels. Yes, it has Jedi. Not a station. Yes, from episode 5. Not a diorama. Yes, one individual has their own theme music and not on the Death Star. So we have we have let me see something. I gotta see something. So here's another thing we'll have to sorry, I'm way behind on the chat. Here's another thing we'll have to figure out. So where is it? Coaxial said Dagobah training, which I knew what he meant, but Planet Tech was the first one to say the name, which was Yoda's hut. So I think you have to say the name. Should we say you have to say the name of the set because they are doing Dagobah, they are training on Dagobah, but the set itself, the one that I was thinking of, is called Yoda's hut. Hmm. Yeah, let's say we'll say let's say yeah, we'll say because that way that'll be part of the game where like you know the set, but you have to look it up. You have to look up like the set name because I saw a bunch of people saying like Yoda on Dagobah or like Dagobah training, but it is technically Yoda's hut because everything else like the AAT, it was the AAT. The Gungan Patrol one though, no one. I think someone said Gungan Patrol, so we'll just say from now on. So we'll say we'll give that victory to Coaxial and Planet Tech. Set number? I don't want to go that hard. I don't even know the set numbers. All right, what do you guys think? So that was what, 4 rounds? What do you guys think of that game? Is that something you want me to make more like a more regular theme? I had a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, shout out to Scott Davis for the question. All right, I'm out. Have a good day. See you later, G3. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. I'd like to thank my mom for bringing me into this world, and I thank Scott Davis for setting that one up. Oh, I love it. I had fun. I want to do that game again. It's fun. I think as we do it more, we'll hone it out. But I appreciate you guys. You guys played well. There wasn't any spamming. There wasn't any like you guys had good questions. You guys were patient with each other. You guys worked together well. I will, you guys probably notice I'm going to filter the questions a little bit just because a lot of people ask the same question or people will ask a question and then it'll get answered before they ask it. So I'll be a little bit flexible with that. So it won't be like, oh, I'm answering the questions in a row just to kind of, make it a little bit more fun. Ooh, that was a good one. All right. So next week I'll do, or next time I do, I'll pick 4 more sets. Any last suggestions do you guys have for that? Like, you want me to do like we could do each time we do it has a theme. So like this week is Imperial theme sets. This week is prequel theme. This week is sets in this year. Do you guys want to do that, or do you like how like one set can be Imperial, the next can be Republic? Um, what do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do with that? Because I can keep it open if you guys like it that way. I do like the hint at the beginning. I feel like that at least helps establish it. Because I this one was a good one with like not to toot my own horn, but like the destination, that like that narrows it down a ton. Because Lego does make destinations, but they don't make too many. Dude, Lego Man, no, you joined right at the end. We just played a game. We played a trivia game where I gave you guys 10 questions to guess what set I'm thinking of. And then oh yeah, there was one more thing because I want to get your guys' opinions on this. If you do a theme, don't do a clue. That's true. That could basically double as the clue, huh? So maybe I'll just stick with clue and then I'll just make it anything because I like it better that way. Um, what do we want to do about people who guess before the 10 questions are up? Because I want to do I want to give everybody a fair chance to answer because I feel like, if people start guessing after 5 questions, there are people who still want to get the other 10 questions before they make their guess. So do you guys think it's fair if I'm just like, I'm not going to pay attention, or like if you say the correct answer before 10 questions are up, I'm not going to acknowledge it. Do you guys think that's fair? Whoops. Yeah, one or the other, I think. I think I'll just stick with the theme. That I think that'll be more fun and it'll just allow for a broader guesses. Ban, yeah. If you guess, I'm gonna go with Firebird's suggestion. If you guess before the 10 questions, you get banned. Just no playing around, no games in this. No games in this game. If you guess what set it is before 10 questions, you're getting banned. I think we'll do that. I like that. So no guesses, or guesses will be ignored until 10 questions. I don't remember. I only remember who won the last one. Coaxial and Planet Tech are both have a point, but I don't remember who won the first two. So if you remember, I think illegal something was one of them. I'm always just gonna ask about the music. Anyways, guys, that brings A Man and His Bricks episode 16 to a close. I cannot believe how many people came and stayed for this one. Like this means a lot to me. I really do appreciate that. It was really fun hanging out with you guys. I loved the game. That might be my new favorite segment, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think I might do that too, Tech, where if they keep guessing and they're just not really playing within the rules or trying to be a team player, they'll just get put in timeout or something. I won Toxic YouTube. That was one of them. Yeah, he won the first one. So thank you guys. Um, Stay tuned. I've got a building stream coming out tomorrow. I've got another building challenge on Sunday, which is going to be another Star Wars World War II mashup. It's got an Imperial mock, so Imperial fans will enjoy that. Thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out, playing the games, being patient with me. I figured that out. And until next time, happy building.